I'm Natasha, and today I'm going to share something very close to my daily routine. The words that I personally use every single day to boost my English vocabulary. These words are not complicated or difficult, but they are powerful. They are the kind of words that can easily fit into your daily conversations, no matter where you are, and they will help you sound more natural and more fluent. Now, let me explain why I use these words every day. Vocabulary is like a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it becomes. If you only learn a word once and never use it again, it disappears from your mind. But if you use a word every day, it becomes part of you. It becomes natural, and you don't even have to think about it when you speak. That is why I choose certain words and repeat them in my conversations, in my writing, and even when I'm thinking to myself in English. For example, one word I love using every day is actually. It's such a simple word, but it makes my sentences sound smoother and more real. If someone asks me, "Do you like tea?" I can say, "Yes, I do." But if I say, "Yes, I actually do," it feels warmer, more natural. It shows a little bit of surprise or a little bit of extra feeling. That is why I practice it every day. Let's practice together. Imagine you are with a friend and they ask you, "Do you enjoy learning English?" You can answer with me, "Yes, I actually enjoy it a lot." Let's try again with another situation. Someone says, "Do you live in a busy city?" You reply, "Yes, I actually live in a very busy place." Notice how this one small word adds flavor to the answer. Another word I use every day is maybe. It's such a practical word because life is not always certain. Sometimes you don't want to say yes or no. Maybe is the perfect word for that. For example, if a friend asks, "Are you free tomorrow?" and you're not sure yet, you can say, "Maybe I'll let you know." It keeps the conversation soft and polite. Practice with me. Say this sentence. "Maybe I will go for a walk later." Good. Now try another. "Maybe we can meet this weekend." Every time you say maybe, you're practicing how to be natural in English without sounding too strict or too formal. Another word I use daily is because. It's a connecting word, but it's so powerful. It allows you to explain your thoughts, your reasons, your feelings. Without it, your sentences feel empty. For example, if someone says, "Why are you learning English?" and you only reply, "I want to," that's okay, but it feels unfinished. If you say, "I'm learning English because I want to travel and meet new people," now your answer feels full, clear, and confident. Let's practice. Repeat after me. I'm practicing English because I want to improve my career. Now, another example. I'm reading this book because I enjoy stories in English. Using because forces you to make longer sentences, and this naturally grows your fluency. Another favorite word I use is really. This little word is so useful in daily life. It shows emotion, and it makes your sentences stronger. For example, "I'm happy" is fine, but "I'm really happy" feels more alive. "The food was good" is okay, but "the food was really good" sounds much more enthusiastic. Practice with me now. Say, "I'm really excited to learn new words today." Good. Another one. "This exercise is really helpful for me." Now, let's talk about the word sure. I use it every single day. If someone asks you, "Can you help me?" you can simply say, "Sure." It's short, it's friendly, and it's natural. It makes you sound confident and easygoing. Practice with me. Someone says, "Can you open the window?" You answer, "Sure, no problem." Another one, "Can you tell me the time?" And you reply, "Sure, it's 5 o'clock." Using sure makes your English feel natural in everyday life situations. Another word that I use constantly is really combined with sure. For example, if someone says, "Do you like this movie?" You can say, "Yes, I'm really sure it's great." This shows both confidence and emotion at the same time. Next, let's practice with sometimes. This is a word I love because it describes real life. Not everything happens always, and not everything never happens. Sometimes is the balance in between. For example, sometimes I feel tired after work. Sometimes I study English at night. It makes your English sound realistic and honest. Now, practice with me. Say, "Sometimes I listen to English music." Again, "Sometimes I forget new words." When you practice with this word, you train your brain to talk about real situations, not just black and white answers. Another essential word I use is probably, it's polite, and it helps you express possibility. If someone asks, "Will you come to the party?" You can say, "Probably yes," or "I'll probably be there." It makes you sound natural, not too direct, not too uncertain, just balanced. Practice now. Repeat, "I'll probably go shopping later." Again, "It will probably rain today." Using probably gives your sentences a softer, more realistic tone. Let me share another word I love, already. This word shows that something happened before now. For example, "I already finished my homework," or "I already watched that movie." It gives a sense of time and makes your sentence sound complete. Practice together. Say, "I already learned this word." Now, "I already ate lunch." Notice how this word makes your sentences stronger by adding time information. And finally, for this section, I want to share the word really one more time, but in a different way. Sometimes I use it not to show emotion, but to confirm something. If someone says, "I started a new job," you can reply, "Really?" It shows interest, curiosity, and it keeps the conversation going. Practice this with me. Imagine a friend says, "I bought a new phone." You reply, "Really? That's nice." Another one, "I traveled last week." You say, "Really? Where did you go?" This simple word keeps the conversation alive and natural. So you see, just by practicing and using words like actually, maybe, because, really, sure, sometimes, probably, already, and really in different ways, you can grow your vocabulary naturally every day. The secret is not to memorize long lists of difficult words, but to take small, useful words and repeat them in your daily conversations until they feel natural to you. Now, let's move on to another set of words that I use every day, and I recommend that you use them too. These are the kind of words that make your sentences flow naturally, and they help you connect your thoughts in a smooth way. One of my favorite words is actually combined with "I think." For example, "Actually, I think this is a good idea." This structure is so natural in conversation. People use it all the time when they want to share their opinion in a polite and thoughtful way. Let's practice this together. Repeat after me. "Actually, I think this lesson is useful." Good. again. Actually, I think English is easier when I practice every day. Notice how the combination feels like real conversation. Not too strong, not too weak, just natural. Another very common word that I use daily is maybe later. Life is busy. And sometimes you cannot say yes immediately. Instead of just saying no, which can feel too direct, you can say maybe later. For example, if someone says, "Do you want to go out now?" you can reply, "Maybe later. I need to finish my work first." It keeps the conversation friendly and open. Practice with me. Say, "Maybe later I'll call you." Another, "Maybe later we can watch a movie." This little phrase is perfect for daily life situations, and I use it all the time. The next word I use often is by the way. This is not just a word, but a phrase that works like magic in conversations. It helps you change the topic smoothly or add extra information. For example, you might be talking about school and then you remember something. So you say, "By the way, did you finish your homework?" It feels natural, and it connects ideas without breaking the conversation. Let's practice. Repeat after me. "By the way, I wanted to ask you something." Good. Another one. "By the way, have you seen my keys?" You see how easy it is to use and how it makes conversations flow. Another daily use word is really, especially when combined with questions. For example, if someone says, "I got a new job," you can respond with, "Really? That's amazing." It's short, but it shows interest and makes the other person feel heard. This is something I always use in my conversations because it makes me sound more friendly and engaged. Practice with me. Imagine someone says, "I'm going on vacation." You reply, "Really? Where are you going?" Another one. Someone says, "I started learning French." You say, "Really? That's cool." These little responses are powerful in building connection with people. Another word that I find myself using daily is so, not just as a connector, but as an emphasis. For example, "I'm so happy to see you." "This food is so delicious." "The movie was so interesting." The word "so" makes your feelings stronger and more colorful. Practice with me. Say, "I'm so excited to learn English today." Again. This exercise is so helpful. Using "so" in this way will make your English sound alive and full of emotion. Now, let's talk about really good versus so good. These are two small expressions I use daily, and they both add power to your English. For example, "The weather is really good today," or "The weather is so good today." Both sound natural, but they give a slightly different flavor. Let's practice both. Say, "This lesson is really good." Now, "This lesson is so good." Notice how they feel in your mouth, how natural they are when spoken out loud. Another word I use often is, of course, it's polite, friendly, and shows confidence. If someone asks, "Can you help me?" you can reply, "Of course." If someone says, "Can you explain this to me?" you can say, "Of course, I'd be happy to." It feels supportive and welcoming. Practice now. Say, "Of course, I will help you." Again, "Of course, I enjoy learning new words. You can use this every day in so many situations. Now, let's explore the word well. This is such a flexible word, and I use it daily. At the beginning of a sentence, it gives you time to think. For example, if someone asks, "What do you want to eat?" you can start by saying, "Well, maybe I want pizza," or, "Well, I'm not sure yet." It buys you time and makes you sound natural. Practice with me. Say, "Well, I think I need more practice." Another, "Well, maybe I'll do it tomorrow." You'll notice how it softens your sentences and makes you sound more relaxed. Another everyday phrase is, "you know." People use it to make conversation feel lighter and more connected. For example, "It's really hot today, you know," or "Learning English takes time, you know." It's like adding a friendly touch to your words. Practice this. Say, "It's not easy, you know." Again, "This is fun, you know." It creates a more natural rhythm in your speaking. Now let's practice with "I guess." This is a word I use to show uncertainty in a soft way. For example, "I guess I'll go to the park later." Or, "I guess he is not coming." It's polite, and it shows you are not 100% sure, but you are making a guess. Practice together. Say, "I guess I need more vocabulary practice." Another, "I guess we'll see what happens." Using this daily will give you more comfort in conversations when you don't want to sound too direct. Another word I use is kind of. This phrase helps you show something that is not exact. For example, "I'm kind of tired," or "This book is kind of interesting." It softens your statement and makes it sound casual. Practice now. Say, "I'm kind of busy today." Another, "I'm kind of hungry." You'll see how natural it feels when you say it. And finally, let's look at the phrase a little bit. I use this every day when I want to make something sound smaller or lighter. For example, "I'm a little bit tired," or "I was a little bit late." It's polite and soft, and it's very common in real English conversations. Practice with me. Say, "I'm a little bit nervous." Now, "I'm a little bit excited." Notice how it makes your sentences sound natural and less strong. So now, we have added more daily use words and phrases like, "actually, I think," "maybe later," "by the way," "really" in questions. So, "really good," "so good," "of course," "well," "you know," "I guess," "kind of," and "a little bit." When you practice them every day, you will see a big difference in your fluency and in the way your English flows. Another group of words I use every single day are the ones that help me express time and order. These words are small, but very important, because they allow me to explain my day, tell a story, or describe events clearly. One of the first words I always use is then. This word helps connect actions in a sequence. For example, I can say, "I woke up, then I had breakfast, then I went to work." It makes my sentences flow and helps the listener follow my story. Let's practice with then. Repeat after me. "I'll study English, then I'll watch a movie." Another one. I'll call my friend, then I'll go to sleep. You see how simple this is, but how useful it becomes in daily life. Another daily word is next. This is another way to connect actions in time. For example, I went shopping, and next I cooked dinner. It helps organize your thoughts clearly. Practice now. Say, I'll finish my homework. Next, I'll play a game. Another. I'll read this article. Next, I'll write a summary. Using next helps you explain your day step by step in English. Another common word I use all the time is before. It's so simple, but very useful. For example, I brushed my teeth before I went to bed. Or, I called my mom before I started cooking. It gives structure to your story and shows order. Let's practice with me. Say, I washed my hands before eating. Another one. I stretched before exercising. Practicing with before makes your speaking clearer because you can explain what happened first. Now, the opposite word is after. I use this every day when I want to explain something that happened later. For example, after lunch, I went for a walk. Or, I cleaned the kitchen after cooking. It's very natural in daily conversation. Practice with me. Say, after school, I met my friend. Another. I'll take a shower after the gym. Simple, but powerful. Another word I use is usually. This is one of my favorite daily words because it describes habits. For example, I usually wake up early. Or, I usually drink coffee in the morning. It tells people about your routine. Practice. This now. Say, I usually practice English at night. Another, I usually take the bus to work. This is perfect for describing your normal daily activities. Along with usually, I also use always. For example, I always check my phone in the morning. Or, I always brush my teeth before bed. It shows something that happens 100% of the time. Practice with me. Say, I always try to learn new English words. Another, I always listen to music when I cook. Now, let's balance it with never. This is the opposite of always, and I use it when something does not happen at all. For example, I never smoke, or I never drink soda. It's strong, but it's very useful in daily conversations. Practice now. Say, I never forget to practice English. Another, I never skip breakfast. This helps you practice both grammar and natural rhythm in English. Another favorite daily use word is sometimes. I know we practiced it earlier, but I want to return to it because I use it constantly in different ways. For example, sometimes I cook, sometimes I eat out. Or, sometimes I feel lazy, sometimes I feel active. It gives balance and makes your sentences sound realistic. Let's practice together. Say, sometimes I study in the morning, sometimes I study at night. Again, sometimes I forget words, sometimes I remember them easily. This is exactly how real conversations sound. Another phrase I love using is at the same time. For example, I was listening to music and reading at the same time. Or, I was working and drinking coffee at the same time. It shows actions happening together. Practice this. Say, I was watching TV and eating at the same time. Another, I can laugh and learn at the same time. Using this phrase daily helps you explain multitasking naturally. Now, let's talk about right now. This phrase is something I use every day when I want to emphasize the present moment. For example, I'm busy right now, or I'm studying English right now. It's powerful because it brings attention to the current action. Practice with me. Say, I'm listening right now. Again, I'm learning English right now. You can feel how strong and focused this phrase is. Another word that I use often is already, combined with time. For example, I already finished my homework, or I already cleaned my room. We practiced it earlier, but I want to show you how often it comes up in daily speech. Practice now. Say, I already ate dinner. Another, I already watched that show. The more you practice it, the more natural it feels. Now, let's practice with yet. This is another common daily word when asking or answering questions. For example, have you finished yet? Or, I haven't done it yet. It's short, simple, and very common. Practice with me. Say, I haven't studied yet. Another, I haven't eaten yet. Try asking, have you started yet? This is exactly how native speakers use it daily. Another phrase I use often is for a while. For example, I've been waiting for a while. Or, I stayed there for a while. It's useful when you want to show a short or medium period of time. Practice this. Say, I studied for a while. Another, I rested for a while. This helps you sound more natural when talking about time. Finally, for this section, let's practice in the morning, in the afternoon, in the evening. These are very common phrases that I use daily because they help me describe my day clearly. For example, I go jogging in the morning, or I read books in the evening. Practice now. Say, I drink coffee in the morning. Another, I relax in the evening. These are such simple, useful phrases that I recommend you practice them every day. So, in this part, we practiced words and phrases that describe time and order. Then, next, before, after, usually, always, never, sometimes, at the same time, right now, already, yet, for a while, and in the morning, in the evening. These are not just vocabulary items, they are the foundation of everyday English conversations. Now, let's look at another group of words that I use every day. These are words that help me express my feelings and emotions. Because daily life is full of feelings, and if we can describe them well in English, our conversations become richer and more real. One of my favorite words is happy. It's simple, but I use it every single day. I'm happy to see you. I'm happy it's Friday. I'm happy because I learned something new. Happiness is something small or big, and the word happy is always useful. Practice with me now. Say, I'm happy to be here. Another one, I'm happy to learn new English words. The more you repeat it, the more natural it feels. Another word I use all the time is excited. This is stronger than happy. It shows that you are full of energy and looking forward to something. For example, I'm excited about my trip. Or, I'm excited to start this new lesson. Let's practice together. Say, I'm excited to learn English today. Again, I'm excited to practice speaking. Notice how this word brings energy to your voice. Now, let's balance this with the word tired. I use this almost daily because it's true. After work, after studying, after a long day, I say, I'm tired. It's natural and honest. Practice with me. Say, I'm tired after school. Another, I feel tired in the evening. Using this word helps you talk about your real life. Another daily emotion word is bored. When something is not interesting, I say, I'm bored. For example, I'm bored of this TV show. Or, I feel bored when I have nothing to do. Practice now. Say, I'm bored when I don't study. Another, I feel bored on Sundays sometimes. This is exactly how people talk in everyday life. Now, let's use interested. This is the opposite of bored. For example, I'm interested in learning English, or I'm interested in cooking. It's useful for hobbies, studies, and conversations. Practice with me. Say, I'm interested in books. Another, I'm interested in traveling. When you use this word often, you can share your passions easily. Another common daily word is hungry. I use it every single day because we all need food. For example, I'm hungry, let's eat. Or, I'm really hungry after work. Practice with me now. Say, I'm hungry in the morning. Another, I feel hungry before dinner. Simple, useful, and natural. Along with hungry comes thirsty. Another word I use every day. For example, I'm thirsty, I need some water. Or, I feel thirsty after running. Practice this. Say, I'm thirsty right now. Another, I'm thirsty in the afternoon. These words are easy, but they're exactly what you need for daily life. Another emotional word I use is worried. This is very common because in life we often think about problems. For example, I'm worried about my exam, or I'm worried because I'm late. Practice with me. Say, I'm worried about my homework. Another, I feel worried when I forget words. This is realistic and very useful. Now, let's practice with relaxed. This is the opposite of worried. For example, I feel relaxed on the weekend, or I'm relaxed when I listen to music. Say with me, I feel relaxed after practicing English. Another, I'm relaxed in the evening. Notice how it feels calm and positive. Another word I use every day is busy. Life is busy, and this word comes naturally in daily conversation. For example, I'm busy with work. Or, I'm busy right now. Can we talk later? Practice now. Say, I'm busy today. Another, I'm busy with my studies. You'll use this word many times every day. Another word is free, not just about money, but about time. For example, I'm free this afternoon. Or, are you free tomorrow? This is so common in daily life when making plans. Practice with me. Say, I am free after lunch. Another, I'm free this weekend. Simple, natural, and important. Now, let's use the word good with feelings. For example, I feel good today. Or, that sounds good. This is an all-purpose phrase and I use it constantly. Practice together. Say, I feel good about learning English. Another, that's good news. You'll hear and use this phrase daily. Another emotional word I love using is bad. Life isn't always perfect, and we need this word to express negative feelings. For example, I feel bad about being late, or that movie was bad. Practice now. Say, I feel bad when I don't practice. Another, the weather is bad today. It's a simple but honest word. Now, let's combine words to make emotional phrases stronger. For example, really happy, very tired, a little bored, so excited. These combinations make your English more colorful. Practice with me. Say, I'm really happy to be here. Another, I'm very tired after work. Again, I'm a little bored this afternoon. And I'm so excited for tomorrow. Using these combinations daily will make your English feel more expressive. Another useful phrase is not really. For example, if someone asks, are you hungry? You can say, not really. Or, do you like this show? And you reply, not really. It's polite and soft, and I use it all the time. Practice this. Say, do you want to study now? Not really. Another, are you bored? Not really. You'll see how common and useful this phrase is. Now, let's use the word okay. This is one of the most common words in English, and I use it every single day. For example, okay, let's start. Or, are you ready? Okay. It's short, flexible, and friendly. Practice with me. Say, okay, I'll do it. Another, okay, I understand. This word is everywhere in daily conversations. Finally, let's practice with fine. This is often used to answer, how are you? For example, I'm fine, thank you. But also in other ways, that's fine. It's fine with me. It's common, polite, and useful. Practice this now. Say, I'm fine, thank you. Another, that's fine. And one more, it's fine, don't worry. You'll use this word many times a day. So in this part, we practiced many words for feelings and emotions: happy, excited, tired, bored, interested, hungry, thirsty, worried, relaxed, busy, free, good, bad, really happy, very tired, a little bored, so excited, not really, okay, and fine. These are the true building blocks of daily conversation, and using them daily will help you sound natural and fluent. Another group of words that I find myself using every single day are the ones that help me describe quantity and frequency. These words are simple, but they give more detail to my sentences and make my English sound more complete. One of the first words in this group is a lot. I use it all the time. For example, I drink a lot of water, or I watch a lot of movies. It's such a flexible phrase that can describe many things: time, energy, people, objects. Let's practice with me. Say, I study English a lot. Another one, I read a lot of books. Notice how natural it sounds and how it makes your sentences longer and clearer. Another everyday word is many. This is very useful when talking about countable things. For example, I have many friends. Or, there are many cars on the street. It's simple, but very common. Practice now. Say, I know many English words. Another, I have many questions. This word will appear again and again in your daily life. Next is much. I use it every day when I talk about uncountable things. For example, I don't have much time, or I don't drink much coffee. It's very important to use correctly. Practice with me. Say, I don't have much homework today. Another, I don't need much help. Another daily phrase is a few. This means a small number. For example, I have a few friends in this city. Or, I bought a few apples. I use this all the time when I don't want to say many, but also not zero. Practice together. Say, I have a few minutes. Another, I made a few mistakes. You can see how soft and natural it feels. Along with a few, I also use a little. This is very common with uncountable nouns. For example, I need a little help, or I have a little money. It makes your sentences polite and natural. Practice now. Say, I need a little water. Another, I have a little time to study. It's short and very useful in daily life. Another quantity word I use is enough. This is so important because in life we often talk about having the right amount. For example, I have enough money, or I didn't get enough sleep. I use it constantly. Practice with me. Say, I have enough time. Another, I don't eat enough fruit. Notice how this word helps you be clear and realistic. Another word I use often is too much or too many. For example, there are too many people here, or I ate too much food. It shows that the amount is more than needed, and I use it often in conversations about daily life. Practice now. Say, I spend too much time on my phone. Another, I bought too many clothes. This is exactly how you'll hear people talk in real life. Now, let's practice with some. This is such a common word that I use every day without thinking. For example, I need some water, or I have some questions. It's polite and flexible. Repeat after me. Say, I want some coffee. Another, I need some help. This is one of the most natural words in English conversations. The opposite of some is any. And I use this word daily, especially in questions and negatives. For example, do you have any money? I don't have any friends here. Are there any apples? Practice this with me. Say, do you have any time? Another, I don't need any help. You will use this word constantly in your daily speaking. Now, let's move to frequency words. The first one is always. We practiced it earlier, but it's worth repeating because I use it every day. I always check my phone in the morning. I always brush my teeth. These are common habits. Practice now. Say, I always practice English. Another, I always drink water after running. The opposite is never. And again, I use it daily. I never smoke. I never drink coffee at night. It's powerful and simple. Say with me. I never forget to practice. Another, I never skip breakfast. Another frequency word I use is sometimes. We practiced it before, but I repeat it every day in different ways. Sometimes I feel tired. Sometimes I go to the park. Practice this. Say, sometimes I read books at night. Another. Sometimes I listen to English music. Another very common word is often. For example, I often go shopping, or I often talk to my friends. It's softer than always, but more than sometimes. Practice with me. Say, I often study English after dinner. Another, I often walk in the park. The opposite is rarely. I use this when something almost never happens. For example, I rarely eat fast food, or I rarely watch TV. It's very useful when you want to sound precise. Practice together. Say, I rarely go out late. Another, I rarely forget my homework. And one more is usually, we saw this before too, but I cannot stop using it every single day. I usually wake up early. I usually drink coffee. Say with me. I usually practice English in the evening. Another, I usually call my family on weekends. Finally, let's combine these words into longer practice sentences. I usually study in the morning, but sometimes I study at night. I drink a lot of water, but I rarely drink soda. I have a few friends, and I talk to them often. Repeat after me slowly. I don't have much time, but I have enough energy. Another, I bought too many clothes, and I spent too much money. Combining these words gives your English a natural flow. So in this section, we practiced many words about quantity and frequency. A lot, many, much, a few, a little, enough, too much, too many, some, any, always, never, sometimes, often, rarely, and usually. These are simple but powerful words that I use every day, and you can too. Now, let's focus on another set of words that I use every single day. These are words that help me connect my thoughts, give explanations, and make my English flow naturally. One word I cannot live without is because. We touched on it earlier, but it deserves more practice. It is such a powerful connector, and I use it constantly. For example, I'm studying English because I want to travel. I'm learning new words because they help me sound natural. Let's practice together. Say, I'm practicing English because I want to speak fluently. Another, I'm listening carefully because I want to understand. This word makes your sentences longer and fuller. Another common connector I use is so. This word shows result. For example, I was tired, so I went to bed early. It was raining, so I stayed at home. I use it every day because it connects causes and effects so smoothly. Practice with me now. Say, I was hungry, so I made a sandwich. Another, I want to improve, so I practice every day. You'll notice how natural it feels when you put it into your daily speech. Another word I use daily is but. This is such a simple word, but it makes my sentences real, because life is full of contrasts. For example, I wanted to go out, but it was raining. Or, I'm tired, but I still need to finish my work. Practice now. Say, I studied hard, but I still made mistakes. Another, I was nervous, but I spoke anyway. The word but keeps your sentences natural and realistic. Another word I often use is and. We might think it's too basic, but I use it all the time to connect ideas. For example, I bought apples and oranges. I studied grammar and practiced speaking. It's short, simple, but very powerful. Practice together. Say, I read and listened at the same time. Another, I studied and improved quickly. You'll see that even the most basic words are important when used daily. Now, let's practice with if. This is one of my favorite daily words because it allows me to talk about possibilities. For example, if it rains, I'll stay home. Or, if I practice, I will improve. I use this word constantly. Say with me, if I study every day, I'll get better. Another, if I forget, please remind me. The word if helps you imagine and plan. Another word I use daily is when. This word helps me talk about time and conditions. For example, I smile when I'm happy, or I study when I have free time. Practice with me. Say, I drink tea when I'm tired. Another, I feel relaxed when I listen to music. This word makes your sentences smoother and more complete. Another phrase I use constantly is even though. For example, even though I was tired, I finished my homework. Or, even though it was raining, I went outside. This shows contrast and determination. Practice now. Say, even though I was nervous, I spoke English. Another, even though I didn't know all the words, I tried. You can see how this phrase makes your English sound deeper and more real. Another daily use connector is so that, for example, I study every day so that I can improve. Or, I wrote it down so that I wouldn't forget. It gives purpose to your sentence. Practice with me. Say, I speak slowly so that others can understand. Another, I listen carefully so that I don't miss anything. Now, let's practice with although. This is very similar to even though. For example, although it was late, I kept studying. Or, although I was busy, I made time to read. Say with me, although I was tired, I smiled. Another, although I didn't know everything, I tried. It's a word I use daily because life often has two sides. Another useful connector is while. I use this every day when I describe actions happening at the same time. For example, I listened to music while cooking, or I studied while drinking coffee. Practice together. Say, I walked while talking on the phone. Another, I smiled while thinking of my friends. This word makes your English more natural and flowing. Another phrase I use constantly is as soon as. For example, I'll call you as soon as I arrive, or I'll study as soon as I finish lunch. It shows quick action and is very common in daily speech. Practice now. Say, I'll start as soon as I wake up. Another, I'll reply as soon as I can. This phrase is part of my everyday speaking. Now, let's look at in case. This phrase is very useful in daily life when talking about preparation. For example, take an umbrella in case it rains, or write it down in case you forget. Practice this with me. Say, bring water in case you feel thirsty. Another, take notes in case the teacher speaks fast. It's polite, useful, and natural. Another phrase I use often is as if. For example, he looked at me as if I was crazy. Or, she spoke as if she knew everything. It's a fun way to describe situations. Practice with me. Say, he smiled as if he won the game. Another, she walked as if she was tired. You'll notice how expressive this phrase is. Finally, let's practice so far. This is a phrase I use every day when talking about progress. For example, so far I've learned 10 new words, or so far everything is good. It's very natural. Say with me, so far, I've studied every day. Another, so far, this lesson is helpful. It's a small phrase, but very powerful in daily life. So in this section, we practiced connectors and sentence-building words. Because, so, but, and if, when, even though, so that, although, while, as soon as, in case, as if, and so far. These are the true glue of English, the words that hold conversations together and make them flow. Now, let's look at another group of words that I use every day. Words for giving opinions, making conversation natural, and showing agreement or disagreement. These are the words that help us sound confident when speaking with others. One word I use daily is I think. It's simple, but so useful. For example, I think this lesson is helpful. I think the movie was great. I think learning English every day is important. It shows your personal view in a polite way. Practice with me. Say, I think I'm improving. Another, I think this exercise is useful. You'll use this phrase in almost every conversation. Another very common phrase is, I don't think so. This is a soft way to disagree. For example, if someone says, it will rain today, you can reply, I don't think so. Or if someone asks, do you like this book? You can answer, I don't think so. Practice now. Say, I don't think so, maybe tomorrow. Another, I don't think so, but let's see. This phrase makes you sound polite when disagreeing. Another phrase I use all the time is, I guess. This shows that you're not completely sure, but you have an idea. For example, I guess he is late. Or, I guess we'll find out tomorrow. Practice with me. Say, I guess I need more practice. Another, I guess it's going to rain. It's softer than saying yes or no, and it's very natural. Now, let's practice with probably. This is another way to talk about possibility. For example, Lee, I'll probably go shopping later. Or, he'll probably call tonight. Say with me, I'll probably study after dinner. Another, we'll probably meet tomorrow. I use this word every single day. Another phrase I use daily is, I'm not sure. This is very polite and honest when you don't know the answer. For example, I'm not sure where she went, or I'm not sure what time the meeting starts. Practice now. Say, I'm not sure about the answer. Another, I'm not sure if he's coming. You'll find this phrase extremely useful. Another common one is maybe. We practiced it earlier, but it deserves more examples. For example, maybe I'll call you later. Or, maybe we can meet tomorrow. Say with me, maybe I'll watch a movie tonight. Another, maybe I'll learn 5 new words. Simple, flexible, and very natural. Now, let's look at sure again, but this time in opinion form. For example, I'm sure you'll do well. Or, I'm sure this is the right answer. It shows confidence. Practice with me. Say, I'm sure I can improve. Another, I'm sure this exercise is helping. Using sure makes your English sound strong and confident. Another phrase I use often is of course. For example, if someone asks, do you like music? You can say, of course. Or, can you help me? And you reply, of course. Say this with me. Of course, I enjoy learning English. Another, of course, I can help you. It's short, polite, and friendly. Now, let's practice with exactly. This is a great way to agree strongly with someone. For example, if a friend says, practice makes perfect, you can reply, exactly. Or if someone says, English is important. You can respond, exactly. Practice now. Say, exactly. I need more practice. Another, exactly. Listening helps a lot. This single word makes you sound natural and confident. Another useful phrase I use daily is, that's right. This is another way to show agreement. For example, if someone says, the test is tomorrow, you can say, that's right. Practice together. Say, that's right, I need to study. Another, that's right, practice helps. This is a polite and natural way to agree. Now, let's look at really in another form, to show interest in someone's opinion. For example, if a person says, I love pizza, you can reply, really? I like it too. Or if someone says, I don't like coffee, you can respond, really? I drink it every day. Practice with me. Say, really? That's interesting. Another, really? I didn't know that. This shows curiosity and makes conversations flow. Another everyday phrase I use is, you're right. For example, you're right, I need to practice more. Or, you're right, it's important to listen carefully. Say with me, you're right, this is useful. Another, you're right, I should try again. It's polite and positive. Now, let's practice. I agree. This is simple but powerful. For example, I agree with you about learning daily. Or, I agree, this is helpful. Say now, I agree, practice is important. Another, I agree with your idea. You'll find this word in almost every conversation. Sometimes I need to disagree politely, so I use I don't agree or I disagree. For example, I don't agree with that plan. Or, I disagree because I think there's another way. Practice together. Say, I don't agree, maybe we should try later. Another, I disagree, I think this is better. It's important to know polite disagreement. Another soft phrase I use is, I don't know. Very common and natural. For example, I don't know the answer. Or, I don't know what time it is. Practice with me. Say, I don't know how to say it. Another, I don't know if I can go. It's honest and useful. And finally, let's practice. Let me think. I use this every day when I need time to answer. For example, what's your favorite movie? Let me think. Ink. Or, when is your birthday? Let me think. In July. Say this now. Let me think. Maybe tomorrow. Another. Let me think. I'm not sure. This phrase buys you time and makes you sound natural. So in this section, we practiced everyday opinion and agreement words. I think, I don't think so, I guess, probably, I'm not sure, maybe, sure, of course, exactly, that's right, really, you're right, I agree, I don't agree, I disagree, I don't know, and let me think. These words make conversations feel alive, natural, and full of connection. Another group of words that I use every single day are the ones that help me describe places, directions, and positions. Because in daily life, we always need to explain where things are, where we're going, and how to find something. One of the first words I use is here. It's so basic, but I say it many times every day. For example, I'm here. Come here. Here is your book. It's short but very useful. Practice with me now. Say, I'm here to learn English. Another. Here is my phone. You'll see how often this word comes into your daily speech. Another important word is there. This is the opposite of here, and I use it all the time. For example, the keys are there, or I'll meet you there. Say with me, the store is there. Another, I'll be there at 5 o'clock. This simple word is a must for daily conversations. Now, let's practice with over there. This phrase makes your pointing or explaining more clear. For example, the restaurant is over there. Or, the bag is over there on the chair. Practice now. Say, my shoes are over there. Another, the park is over there near the school. You'll notice how natural it feels. Another word I use daily is everywhere. It's such a useful word when something is all around. For example, I looked everywhere for my phone. Or, there are flowers everywhere. Say with me, English is everywhere. Another, I see people everywhere. In the city. This word is very expressive. Now, let's use somewhere. I use this every day when I don't know the exact place. For example, I left my bag somewhere. Or, he lives somewhere near here. Practice with me. Say, I put my notebook somewhere in the room. Another, I want to go somewhere nice. This is exactly how people talk. Another useful daily word is anywhere. For example, I can't find my pen anywhere. Or, I don't want to go anywhere today. Say now, I can't see it anywhere. Another, you can sit anywhere. Very simple, very natural. Now, let's practice up and down. These are small words, but I use them constantly. For example, I walked up the stairs. Or, she ran down the hill. Practice with me. Say, I looked up at the sky. Another, I walked down the street. These words bring movement into your sentences. Another pair of daily words are in and out. I use them all the time to describe position. For example, I'm in the room. Or, I'm going out. Say with me, I'm in the house. Another, I'm going out with friends. These words are part of everyday English. Now, let's try inside and outside. For example, it's warm inside. Or, it's cold outside. I say these every single day when I describe places. Practice now. Say, I'm inside the classroom. Another, I'm waiting outside the store. These are easy, but very common. Another very useful word is near. For example, the bank is near my house. Or, the park is near the school. Say this with me. The shop is near the station. Another, my friend lives near me. This is exactly how we talk in daily life. Now, let's use far. This is the opposite of near, and it's also very common. For example, the airport is far from here. Or, the walk is too far. Say, my school is far away. Another, the store is not far from here. You'll find this word useful in many conversations. Another word I use daily is next to. For example, the library is next to the park. Or, My phone is next to my computer. Practice with me. Say, the school is next to the hospital. Another, my bag is next to the chair. This phrase makes your English very clear. Another common phrase is in front of. For example, the car is in front of the house. Or, she is standing in front of me. Say with me, the store is in front of the bank. Another, I was sitting in front of the TV. This is used constantly in real life. Now, let's use behind. For example, the garden is behind the house. Or, he is standing behind me. Say this. The bus stop is behind the school. Another, the cat is behind the chair. A very natural word for describing position. Another important one is between. For example, the park is between the school and the library. Or, I'm sitting between my friends. Practice with me. Say, the bank is between the store and the cafe. Another, the ball is between the shoes. This is exactly how people describe things every day. Now, let's look at on and under. These are very basic words, but I use them all the time. For example, the book is on the table. The shoes are under the bed. Say with me, the keys are on the chair. Another, the cat is under the table. These are words you'll use hundreds of times. Finally, let's practice at. This little word is so powerful. For example, I'm at school, or I'm at the bus stop. It's small, but it's used in so many daily conversations. Say now, I'm at home. Another, I'm at work. You will notice this word appears everywhere in English. So in this section, we practiced many place and direction words. Here, there, over there, everywhere, somewhere, anywhere, up, down, in, out, inside, outside, near, far, next to, in front of, behind, between, on, under, and at. These are simple but essential words that I use every single day to talk about location and movement. Now, let's focus on another group of words that I use every single day. Words that help me describe actions and daily routines. These are the kinds of words that come naturally when you talk about your life, your habits, and your simple activities. One of the most common words I use is go. It's short, simple, but I say it every day. For example, I go to work. I go to school. I go shopping. It's a word that appears in almost every story about daily life. Practice with me now. Say, I go to the park in the morning. Another, I go to bed at night. You'll notice how natural this word feels. Another everyday word is come. I use this when talking about movement toward me or toward a place. For example, come here. My friend comes to visit. I come home at 6. Say with me, I come to class every day. Another, please come with me. This word is so natural in real conversations. Another daily action word is make. For example, I make breakfast. I make mistakes. I make plans for the weekend. I use this word constantly. Practice now. Say, I make coffee every morning. Another, I make time to study English. Simple, useful, and powerful. Along with make, I also use do. For example, I do my homework. I do the dishes. I do exercises. Practice with me. Say, I do my work every day. Another, I do my best when I learn. This word is everywhere in daily life. Another important word is get. This is one of the most common verbs in English, and I use it every single day. For example, I get up early. I get ready for school. I get a message from my friend. Say with me, I get dressed in the morning. Another, I get tired at night. This word is very flexible and natural. Now, let's practice with take. For example, I take a shower. I take a bus to work. I take notes in class. I use this word constantly to describe actions. Say now, I take my phone with me. And other, I take a break when I'm tired. It's an essential daily word. Another daily verb is have. For example, I have breakfast. I have 2 brothers. I have a meeting. Practice with me. Say, I have a friend in London. Another, I have a lot of work today. You'll use this word constantly in your life. Now, let's use eat. This is another word I use every single day. For example, I eat breakfast. I eat dinner with my family. Say, I eat rice every day. Another, I eat fruit in the morning. This is one of the most basic but necessary words. Along with eat, I use drink. For example, I drink water. I drink coffee. I drink tea in the evening. Say with me, I drink juice in the morning. Another, I drink coffee every day. This is a natural part of daily conversations. Another word I use constantly is sleep. For example, I sleep at night. I sleep for 8 hours. Say this now. I sleep early on weekdays. Another, I sleep late on weekends. It's a common word you'll use daily. Now, let's practice wake up. For example, I wake up at 7 o'clock. Or, I wake up late on Sunday. Say with me, I wake up early every day. Another, I wake up when the sun rises. This is exactly how people talk about their routines. Another word I use every day is work. For example, I work from Monday to Friday. I work hard to improve my skills. Say, I work on my English every day. Another, I work at a company. This is a must-have word for your daily English. Now, let's use study. For example, I study English. I study history. I study in the library. Say with me, I study every night. Another, I study with my friends. This word is always present in a learner's life. Another important daily word is learn. For example, I learn new words. I learn from my mistakes. Practice this. I learn something new every day. Another, I learn by listening carefully. This word is key to growth. Now, let's try watch. For example, I watch TV. I watch a movie. I watch the news. Say with me, I watch English videos. Another, I watch birds in the park. It's a very common verb. Along with watch, I also use listen. For example, I listen to music. I listen to my teacher. I listen to podcasts. Say, I listen to English every day. Another, I listen to my friends carefully. Listening is part of daily communication. Another verb I use daily is talk. For example, I talk to my friend. I talk on the phone. Say with me, I talk in English with my classmates. Another, I talk to my parents in the evening. Very natural and common. Now, let's practice speak. For example, I speak English. I speak with my teacher. I speak in class. Say now. I speak slowly when I learn. Another, I speak with confidence. This is a daily use word you need often. Another very common word is say. For example, I say hello. I say thank you. I say good night. Practice with me. I say good morning to my family. Another, I say thank you to my teacher. Short, but very powerful. And let's not forget ask. For example, I ask a question. I ask for help. I ask the time. Say, I ask questions in English. Another, I ask my friend about homework. This is a natural part of conversations. So in this section, we practiced action and routine words. Go, come, make, do, get, take, have, eat, drink, sleep, wake up, work, study, learn, watch, listen, talk, speak, say, and ask. These are everyday words that you'll use hundreds of times to describe your life and your activities. Now, let's move to another group of words that I use every single day. Words that help me describe people, objects, and qualities. These are the words that bring more detail into my sentences and allow me to express my thoughts more clearly. One of the most common words I use is big. It's simple, but it appears all the time in daily conversations. For example, that's a big house. I saw a big dog. It's a big problem. This word is so flexible. Practice with me now. Say, I have a big dream. Another, this is a big city. Notice how often this word can be used. The opposite is small. I use it every day too. For example, I live in a small apartment. That's a small mistake. She has small hands. Say with me, I bought a small bag. Another, it's a small world. This is one of those words that is always useful. Another pair of words I use all the time are long and short. For example, it's a long day. He has long hair. Or, this is a short story. The class was short. Practice together. Say, I had a long walk today. Another, it was a short break. These words help describe time, objects, and experiences. Now, let's use good again. We've practiced it before, but I want to expand on it because I use it constantly. This food is good. That idea is good. I had a good day. It's one of the most common words in English. Say this with me. This lesson is good. Another, I feel good today. Such a small word, but so important. The opposite is bad. I use this every day too, especially to describe experiences. The weather is bad. That's a bad idea. I had a bad day. Practice with me. This movie is bad. Another, I feel bad when I don't practice. These are very natural sentences. Another word I love using is nice. It's a positive word that fits into many situations. For example, she is a nice person. That's a nice dress. It's a nice day. Say, it's nice to meet you. Another, this is a nice place. You'll hear this word often in real life. Now, let's use great. This word makes your English sound more enthusiastic. That's a great idea. We had a great time. It's a great opportunity. Say with me, this is a great lesson. Another, you did a great job. This word is full of positive energy. Another useful word is interesting. I use it every day when I find something that catches my attention. For example, this book is interesting. That show was interesting. It's an interesting story. Practice now. This lesson is interesting. Another, he told me an interesting fact. This word helps you express curiosity. On the other hand, I use boring when something is not exciting. For example, this movie is boring. That class was boring. The game is boring. Say with me, the lesson was boring. Another, I feel bored because the show is boring. It's a very common daily word. Another pair of words I use are easy and difficult. For example, this exercise is easy. It's easy to use. Or, the test was difficult. It's difficult to understand. Practice with me. Speaking English is easy when I practice. Another, sometimes grammar is difficult. These are words that help you describe your learning experience. Another useful pair are fast and slow. For example, the car is fast. She speaks fast. Or, the turtle is slow. The internet is slow. Say, I walk fast. Another, I speak slowly when I practice. These are simple but important daily use words. Now, let's practice with hot and cold. These words appear every day, especially when talking about food, drinks, or weather. The soup is hot. It's hot outside. Or, the water is cold. It's cold today. Say with me, I drink hot tea. Another, I like cold juice. These are some of the most practical words in daily life. Another common word is beautiful. I use this word every day when describing people, places, or things. For example, she is beautiful. The park is beautiful. That was a beautiful moment. Practice now. The flowers are beautiful. Another, it's a beautiful day. This word adds positivity to your speech. The opposite is ugly. It's less positive, but it's common in conversations. For example, that painting is ugly. The weather is ugly today. Say this, the building is ugly. Another, that shirt looks ugly. It's an ho. Nest word people use daily. Another word I use constantly is new. For example, I bought a new phone. She has a new job. It's a new idea. Say, I'm learning new words. Another, this is a new place for me. This is a daily use word for everyone. The opposite is old. For example, that's an old book. He is an old man. I have an old phone. Practice now. This car is old. Another, I wear old clothes at home. It's simple but useful. Another word I use often is young. For example, she is young. They are young students. It's very common when talking about age. Say with me, he looks young. Another, she is young and smart. The opposite is old again, but when used for people, it refers to age. For example, he is an old man. My grandmother is old. Practice together. My teacher is old. Another, That man is old. You'll notice how often it appears. Another important word is tall. For example, he is tall. That building is tall. It's a daily descriptive word. Say, my brother is tall. Another, the tower is tall. The opposite is short. For example, she is short. The road is short. Practice with me. The boy is short. Another, it was a short walk. These are practical and useful. Now, let's use strong and weak. For example, he is strong. This coffee is strong. Or, I feel weak. The signal is weak. Say with me, I want to be strong. Another, my internet is weak. These are very common daily words. Finally, let's practice with clean and dirty. For example, the room is clean. My clothes are clean. Or, the floor is dirty. The shoes are dirty. Say this, I keep my desk clean. Another, my shoes are dirty after walking outside. You'll use these words every day. So in this section, we practiced descriptive words: big, small, long, short, good, bad, nice, great, interesting, boring, easy, difficult, fast, slow, hot, cold, beautiful, ugly, new, old, young, tall, short, strong, weak, clean, and dirty. These are words I use every single day because they allow me to describe the world around me clearly. Now, let's move to another set of words that I use every single day. Words that help me describe time, schedules, and daily activities. These are words that come up again and again when you talk about your day. One of the most useful words is today. I say this word every day because it describes the present day. For example, I have a meeting today. Today is a good day. I learned many things today. Practice with me. Say, today I'm learning English. Another, I feel happy today. You'll notice how natural it sounds. Another important word is yesterday. For example, I went shopping yesterday. Yesterday was a long day. I studied English yesterday. Say with me, I called my friend yesterday. Another, yesterday I felt tired. This word is very common when talking about the past. The opposite is tomorrow. I use it every day when I make plans. For example, I'll meet you tomorrow. Tomorrow is another day. I'll start tomorrow. Practice now. Say, I will practice more tomorrow. Another, tomorrow I will wake up early. This word keeps conversations moving toward the future. Now, let's practice with morning. For example, I wake up in the morning. I drink coffee every morning. Morning is quiet. Say this, I study English in the morning. Another, I go jogging in the morning. Morning is one of the most common times we describe. Along with morning, I use afternoon. For example, I take a walk in the afternoon. The meeting is in the afternoon. Say, I usually rest in the afternoon. Another, I study in the afternoon sometimes. This word helps you organize your day. Next is evening. For example, I read books in the evening. We have dinner in the evening. Say with me, I practice English in the evening. Another, I watch TV in the evening. Evening is always part of our daily schedule. Another very common word is night. For example, good night. I sleep at night. The city looks beautiful at night. Say, I study at night sometimes. Another, I relax at night. This is an essential, everyday word. Now, let's practice always again, but this time in daily routines. For example, I always brush my teeth at night. I always check my phone in the morning. Say, I always wake up early. Another, I always study English at night. This shows your habits clearly. Another important word is never. For example, I never skip breakfast. I never sleep late on weekdays. Say this with me. I never forget to practice. Another, I never feel bored when I learn. This is a very useful daily expression. Now, let's add early. I use this word often. For example, I wake up early. I arrive early to class. The bus came early. Say, I started early today. Another, I like waking up early. It's a natural part of talking about time. The opposite is late. For example, I was late to work. She arrived late. Don't be late. Practice now. Say, I went to bed late. Another, I was late for class. This is something you'll often say in daily conversations. Another daily phrase I use is on time. For example, I arrived on time. The meeting started on time. Say, I try to be on time. Another, he was on time today. This is polite and common. Now, let's use soon. For example, see you soon. Dinner will be ready soon. I'll call you soon. Say with me, I'll start soon. Another, we will meet soon. This is a friendly, everyday word. Another very common one is later. For example, I'll call you later. We'll talk later. I'll finish my work later. Say, I'll do it later. Another, we'll see later. This is a word you'll use constantly. Now. Let's practice now. For example, I'm busy now. Do it now. I'm studying now. Say, I'm learning English now. Another, I can talk now. This word keeps the focus on the present moment. Another important phrase is right now. For example, I'm working right now. I can't talk right now. Say, I'm listening right now. Another, I'm practicing right now. It makes the sentence stronger and clearer. Another time word I use every day is soon after. For example, soon after lunch, I went to the park. I started working soon after arriving. Say with me, I'll start soon after I finish this. Another, he left soon after the meeting. It's very natural. Now let's use once. For example, I went there once. Once I finish, I'll call you. Say, I watched this movie once. Another, once I start, I don't stop. This is a very flexible word. Another common phrase is again. For example, I'll try again. Please say it again. Say, I'll practice again tomorrow. Another, can you explain again? This word is useful in study and daily life. Now, let's practice often. For example, I often read books. I often go for a walk. We often talk about English. Say this with me. I often listen to English podcasts. Another, I often meet my friends in the evening. You'll use this word frequently. Finally, let's look at sometimes. I use this every single day because life is not always the same. For example, sometimes I feel tired. Sometimes I take a nap. Sometimes I go shopping. Say, sometimes I practice in the morning. Another, sometimes I listen to music at night. It's one of the most natural frequency words. So in this section, we practiced time-related words. Today, yesterday, tomorrow, morning, afternoon, evening, night, always, never, early, late, on time, soon, later, now, right now, soon after, once, again, often, and sometimes. These are words I use every single day to describe my routines, habits, and plans. We've now gone through so many words together, words for feelings, for time, for actions, for places, for describing things, for giving opinions, for making sentences flow. All of these are words that I personally use every single day, and I hope you can see why they are so powerful. The secret to boosting your vocabulary is not to only chase after difficult or rare words. The real growth comes from using simple, natural, everyday words again and again until they feel automatic in your mouth and in your mind. When you use words like really, because, maybe, sometimes, already, today, tomorrow, interesting, clean, beautiful, or hungry every day, you create a strong foundation that supports all of your English learning. Think about it this way. A tall building is built on strong bricks at the bottom. Those bricks are not fancy, but without them, the building could not stand. Your vocabulary is the same. These small daily use words are your bricks. The more you repeat them, the stronger your English becomes. Now, I want you to imagine yourself in a simple daily situation, maybe at a cafe, talking with a friend, or maybe at work, speaking with a colleague. When you open your mouth, these words we practice today will come to you naturally. You won't even think about them. You'll just say, "Actually, I think it's a great idea," or "I'll probably do it tomorrow," or "I'm really happy to be here." That is the true power of daily vocabulary. Let's finish with a little practice together. Say with me slowly, "I'm learning new words every day, and I'm getting better." Again, "I'm building my vocabulary, and I feel more confident." One more time. I use these words every day, and they help me sound natural. I'm so proud of you for staying with me through this whole lesson. Step by step, word by word, you are making your English stronger. And the best part is, the more you practice, the easier it gets. So keep going, keep practicing, and keep using these words in your daily conversations. Remember, English is not something you learn only once. It's something you live, you feel, and you practice every day. Thank you for learning with me today. I'm Nat, Asha, and I'll see you in the next lesson. Until then, keep smiling, keep practicing, and keep growing your English. And if you enjoyed this session, don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you can keep learning with me every day.